Testing, testing. It tells me I'm live. So I think we're good with it. Of course, we'll wait for some people to filter in here. My drink of choice tonight is Spindrift sparkling water with real squeezed fruit. So there's no sugar or anything. It's kind of like the bubbly or whatever. It's just the flavored sparkling water. But this actually has lemon juice in it instead of lemon flavoring, and it's pretty tasty. So. Aaron's already starting with the sock questions. Seem notice leaving lots of 10 pins and not always throwing a 300 when wearing Hanes socks. Will these Belmo socks help me? I'm a 20-year-old medium speed, medium reps. Well, the socks say 300 on them, so I don't even think you definitely won't have to worry about those 10 pins. You'll just be carrying them with the Belmo socks. And I actually do have the Belmo socks. I wasn't just making a video. I mean, it would have been a great opportunity to just be funny for any reason. But I actually did get Belmo socks, and I love the Belmo socks. So, and of course, because I talked a bunch of heck about the timeless and the drive, I feel like I owe it to the guy to talk about the good stuff too, or hype that up just as much. And the socks are legit. I don't know so much. Yeah, like you said, don't care about the balls. We need sock info. I think the socks are the real star of what's going on here. I shouldn't have even put the balls on the like the picture thing, thumbnail. That's what it's called. Yep, these socks should save you that one wrap 10 to get the 300. Yep, definitely. Alright, so the other thing that I want to show off here real quick before we get started, because it's not just all about... That's a good question. It's not just all about the socks. Can I use one hand to put on Belmo socks? I think it's just like I said, 2 feet. You need 2 hands to put on the socks too, so, I mean, there's that. Also, for those who are hearing something in the background, it's not static, it's not fuzz, my microphone does not suck. It's the air conditioner, because I'm down in the basement with the air conditioner. My microphone is actually too good. I was talking to somebody else about this the other day, and it just picks up everything. And it's heckin' 90-some degrees outside, and I'm just not turning the air conditioner off so that we can get a nice, quiet sock-free. I'm thinking I got socks on the brain. Static-free experience here. So what we're going to do, I got my jerseys from Logo Infusion. Here are my jerseys from Logo Infusion. Just nice and simple, nice colors. I'm wearing one right now. Got the Logo Infusion logo on the side. There's the blue one. I got an orange one, a green one, and a bright yellow one also. Here's the and there's nothing on the back. There's just a regular crew neck collar. But these are my jerseys. This is the pink one. Obviously, it's the pink one. But these are really nice. I actually filmed videos in these, so they do make a little cameo. You'll kind of see me out of the corner, but interesting. Oh wow, that was so funny that that was so funny. Well, Belmo socks helped me shoot 900. It was actually, they filtered that out. I had to approve that because it probably had shoot in the comment topic. So that's hilarious. Anyway, if you're interested in these jerseys, B. Cooper at logoinfusion.com. As shown, they're $89.95, but if you just want to get the jersey and the logo on the chest here, $74.95. Artwork's already been paid for, and these are just nice. Like I said, these are going to be really nice to have to just wear out to practice or wear to league or whatever else, because I have to be branded. I have to have all my logos and rep my brands and whatever. And this is the easiest way to do it without wearing something that I paid $150 for with my name on the back and it's all fancy and busy and whatever else. These are nice, these are comfortable, they're simple, they're minimalist. I'll be wearing them at Nationals next weekend, which we will be talking about. What are they made of? If you go to belmosocks.com, they talk about some kind of material that has like the least friction or resistance or something of any material on the planet. So they have a bunch of information at www.belmosocks.com. They are, aside from all the jokes and the kind of the satire in the video, they are really comfortable. They do, however, attract hair and fuzz like crazy, but it also comes off really easy. I don't know why it attracts it so much if it's just gonna, pop right off too. They are extremely comfortable. Like I said, when I'm practicing, I'm either going really, really fast, or when I'm filming videos, I'm going really, really fast, because I don't want to take my time in the videos and then have to edit out, a minute and a half, 2 minutes of dead space in between every shot. When I'm on camera, I want to get it done and get out of there, because it's sucking battery, it's sucking video. The longer I take filming the video, the longer it takes to dump everything, and the longer it takes to whatever. So whenever I bowl, I'm going really, really fast, and so I get hot. And if I'm wearing cotton socks, my feet are just miserable. And then, my socks are soaked, and then trying to put those in, oh God, it's just, I don't even want to think. It's just unpleasant, completely unpleasant thinking about it. So it's probably why Chad McLean, like I said, does not wear socks. These are extremely comfortable though. I got some socks from Gold Toe and some like Danish Endurance or I got some other socks to compare it to. And I still like these the most. The Gold Toe ones are very comfortable, of course. And I mean, $20 for a pair of socks. It's $20 for a pair of socks. They are extremely comfortable though. So, and let's see. Yep. What's going on with the Storm Tropical Surge? I have no idea. They came out a month or two ago now, I think. And they're actually more like the Ride and the Joyride that used to exist. So they're a true solid performance light oil ball. They're not just an entry level ball for people getting into it. They're a light oil actual performance balls instead of like the tropical storms beforehand. So, all right. Well, I guess we're gonna have to talk about year of remake balls for new bowlers like myself. Thank you for the donation. Year of remake balls for new bowlers like myself. I'm not entirely sure what you're asking there. If you can clarify that a little bit for me. I've been in front of a computer all day, so to bias message retracted. Why would you want to the Wetwacta? Why would you want to do that? Yeah, we'll get a Shure SM58 won't pick up the AC. I'm pretty sure that there's something that I could adjust in the audio stuff in here that won't pick up absolutely everything, but I'm an idiot when it comes to technical stuff. So normally I would just turn the thing off, but it's hot as balls. So that's not happening. The dogs would revolt, I'm pretty sure. But no, I've actually got a Blue Yeti. It's one of the best ones out there without going crazy. So, year of remake balls. They all seem like older, updated balls. Not really. Not really. There's some new stuff. There's some definite new stuff going on here. Now they do kind of promote it sometimes as like a throwback color or a throwback style, or like they're kind of, the Halo Vision is everybody like the Defiant Soul, and they keep talking about, we'll bring this ball back. They never really bring the ball back, but if something's popular and people want it, they're going to give it to them. So it's not that they're remaking stuff just because they can't make anything new. They're getting a lot of, that's why the IQ Tour is back, because the IQ Emerald is here, because the IQ Tour Pearl, people won't shut up about it. 5 years later, they still, God, we need that ball back, we need that ball back. And so they brought everything back. So yeah, these new ones are definitely. I'm gonna live and die on the hill of the pro motion. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I agree with Aaron A. Though we need to go back to talking about the socks. There's too many bowling ball questions. I don't know. Okay, how many high road balls are being reviewed? We don't have any high road balls coming out, so I have a couple high road reviews if you want to go check those out, but we don't have any. None of those are coming out at the moment. So, is the cover on the Halo Vision the same as the Hypercell Fuse, just sanded? And if so, how similar do you think it will be? That cover to be fused with polish. It's the same base formula, but the Halo Vision is absolutely insane. I have no idea. Like, the ProMotion review is simple. It's straightforward. The Idle Pro review is simple, straightforward. I actually don't have the MVP yet because when they send us stuff to review, we don't get stuff that's we don't get stuff. Okay. Yes, Pikachu.
Pika Pig.
Anyhow. God, I can't even remember what I was talking. Oh, the insanity of the Halo Vision. The Idle Pro review is going to be really simple and straightforward. Those two are it's, I mean, easy. The Halo Vision is nuts. I actually had to stop filming at the second house because the ball was too strong. Now I did something. Before I get into it, I changed up things a little bit because I have been reviewing on nothing but house shots, and people, can we get some sport shots in there? Can we see what it's going to do on something else? And I did the Astro and IQ Emerald videos on a couple of sport shots, and there were some people that's like, well, I don't ever bull on sport shots, and so I'd rather have a look at the house shot. Well, I split the gap for you this time. I filmed on the regular house shot at the first house because every pattern kind of looks the same there anyway because it's super dominant surface. Now, at the other house, I filmed on last year's Nationals team pattern because it's a fairly new surface. It's a similar surface to what you're going to see whenever you go to Nationals, and I can always get a really true read. Patterns actually feel like they're supposed to feel at that center over there, and so that's definitely the much better place to do something like that. And so it's a best of both worlds type thing. So we're going to get a house shot for all the balls at the first house, and then we're going to get last year's Nationals team pattern, which is also really, really tough. So you're going to get a more well-rounded view at what these balls are going to do on both a lead shot and on a tougher shot. So I'm pretty happy how that worked out. But the Halo Vision is so ridiculously strong. To go back and answer this question I've been rambling about for 5 minutes now. The Halo Vision feels like you took a Hypercell fused to 2000 and then added 4 more boards of hook because it's E-Trax 19. So last year was E-Trax the H18 or whatever. So Schlimmer said that they did tweak the formula a little bit. So it's the same base formula. So it shapes a lot like the Hypercell fuse. So you've got several different things going on with the Halo Vision. You've got a familiar feel to the Hypercell fused. You've also got kind of a throwback feel of the Defiant Soul, but it's a reworked or slightly adjusted cover formula a little bit, so it is strong. Like I said, at the second house, I could not throw it on the team pattern. I got, it didn't look bad from second arrow, but I had to really wing it down there. That pattern it's 28.5 mils, so it's the volume. It's a really heavy volume pattern, but it's only 38 feet long. And so once it hit the end of the pattern, I couldn't get far enough left. I couldn't get it down the lane, and if I did get it down the lane, I had to just dump out of it and wing it down there, and then of course it wasn't gonna come back. So I actually don't know what I'm gonna do for the Halo Vision review because it just orders of magnitude. It might be the strongest ball on the market. It's definitely the strongest ball either of our companies are making right now. It's stronger than the Halo. So, wow. Because I actually got video when I was filming. I got some comparison shots with the Halo, and I actually played second, third, and fourth arrow and got all the shots I needed. The Halo was still really strong, but the Halo Vision is both strong and strong on the back end too. So it's just strong all over the place. If you need something, and this is one of those things. I've had a couple people say, you know what, I'm looking for something stronger than the Hypercell fuse because it's either it just doesn't hook enough for me, or it doesn't hook on the back end, and I'm like, okay, well that's a little odd, but it's tough to get stronger than the fused. But if I get any of those questions about the Halo Vision, it's not possible. If you can't get it to hook enough, or if you can't get it to back in enough, you are doing something wrong, or you need to practice. That's just flat out all there is to talk about with that one. It is just strong, nutso strong. So, let's see. Do you have any idea how the barefoot with no shoes and no socks? I don't know about no shoes. Chad McClain does the no socks all the time. First world problem, sweaty feet. I'm telling you, it's not so bad when you're actually bowling, but when I go to put, oh God, it's just awful. I actually wore my orange jersey to film yesterday, and it was super stupidly hot outside yesterday as well. So the orange jersey, it is currently being washed. So, and it was just, Tobias has seen, I took a picture, it's just orange on top of orange on top of orange. So, man. Tropical storms in 2009 during garbage time or crazy back ends. Yeah, if you need something crazy like that, then. New core and ProMotion with Spec Solid, which is still very new. Spec Solid is just completely stupidity. Because I want to know how do I get the High Road bowling ball. You can get online at bowling.com or something and order it, or just go to your local pro shop and just tell them you want a High Road, they'll order it. They're still making them, so. I want a Fight Night remake, can't find original. Well, you can't find the original because the Fight Night was overseas. So I probably knew that, but yeah, High Road and High Road Pearl are still in production. Any idea if we'll get more nano kicktail? Yeah, we're definitely going to get more nano. I mean, I would think that we're getting a solid physics at some point, which would likely be NRG solid. They're still going to use that quite a bit because it's a great cover, and they actually have other covers like the Sherlock wasn't full nano, but it did have some nano part to it. So they do have some covers where they do have nano added, but they don't call it NRG because it's not straight NRG, but it does have some stuff added in there. So the Idol has some nano in it. The Halo has some nano in it. Alright. What do you expect? I don't need to expect anything. What do you expect the difference between ProMotion and Idol Pro will be? And if someone has a Prime and a regular Idol already, would someone need to pick up both ProMotion and an Idol Pro? The difference between the ProMotion and the Idol Pro is they are really ridiculously good complements. Because the ProMotion is a little earlier, a little smoother, and the Idol Pro is almost like the long and flippy version of the ProMotion. They both look great on the house shot and on the Nationals pattern. Now the funny thing is they kind of control different zones of the lane better. The ProMotion's a little bit better from straight because it blends wet dry better. It's smoother on friction, and so it plays the straighter angles a little bit better than the Idol Pro. The Idol Pro, when it sniffs friction, it's just going. Now when I move in a little bit on the Nationals team pattern to third arrow, I had a little bit of over-under with the ProMotion because it's still strong enough that if I got it a little bit left, it was going to go, and if I got it a little bit right, I had to, from third arrow, I still had to throw it pretty hard and get out of it pretty quick. And with it being slower on the back end, you still do need to catch it at the bottom, and it was hard kind of getting my angles right and getting the roll right at third arrow. But the Idol Pro is so flippy on the back end that I was just flying right out of it and throwing it right at the six board, and it was ripping back. However, when we moved into fourth arrow, the angle helped me out a little bit with the ProMotion, so I was able to catch it a little bit more at the bottom. I was able to roll a little bit more, and the angle helped me get the length that I wasn't getting at third arrow, and so it was just, I had all kinds of room. The Idol Pro still looked really good at fourth arrow, but the ProMotion definitely looked better. Now, when I got into fifth arrow, the ProMotion's just a little bit too slow on friction for that to work, but the Idol Pro wasn't having any problems with it because I could actually just annihilate the Idol Pro at the bottom, and it was getting all kinds of length from the volume in the middle and from the angle. And then it's so strong on the back end, it was just flying. So now if you have a Prime, the ProMotion, Idol Pro, neither of those are anything like the Prime. There's nothing else out there that's like the Prime. It's just slow and chuggy and rolly. And the regular Idol, actually, I do compare the ProMotion to the Prime and the Idol and the Phase 2. That's the intent so far. I got all that film anyway, so it's going to happen. So the Idol is actually still earlier than the ProMotion, and the ProMotion is a little bit more versatile. There is a cliff where the Idol, it's earlier, and it's a little bit stronger. And if you get inside a fourth arrow, it can be a little too straight on the back end, where the ProMotion really isn't. So it's not going to overlap with the Prime. It might overlap from a hook perspective with the Idol a little bit, but I still saw pretty significant differences for me anyway. And the Idol Pro is really, it's a really snappy solid. It might be, aside from something like the physics, it might be the boomiest thing on the back of the physics and the astrophysics. The Idol Pro is just a little bit right under that. It's really boomy for a solid. You can just kind of fly out of it and watch it flip. That's what it likes to do. So I think you could carry the Prime, the Idol, and the ProMotion, and I don't know if you necessarily need to go get them, but I'd say that if you were interested in them and want to buy them, those four would all fit in the same bag together. Yeah, for 2 years I never left home without a high road. I will not be leaving home without a ProMotion or an Idol Pro. And I've got some rather strong comments to say later, so let me catch up on some questions. I'm going to get into talking about some. So would you say the Halo Vision is even stronger than the Codex? It's an arrow stronger than the Codex, easily. It might even be 6 or 7 boards stronger than the Codex. Much stronger than the Codex. It wouldn't even be in the same. I wouldn't even think about comparing those two in a video because they're just different. I mean, they're different leagues. I would compare the Halo Vision to, I did compare it to the Halo. I compared it to the Halo Pearl, and probably would compare it to the Physics just because they're both sanded asymmetric hybrids. The Halo Vision is even stronger than the Physics, because the Physics I can still get down the lane. I can hit on it and send it right, and it gets down the lane. The Halo Vision, I've got to help it get down the lane. There's no help getting it back up the hill, but I really have to help it get down the lane because it's just so strong. Yeah, it's going to have to be the Vision it needs oil. It's like a nano cover. It's like the Halo. I don't get to throw the Halo very much either, but it's not as strong as the Vision. Still, the Vision is another couple boards stronger than the Halo. It's stronger than the Sherlock. For a long time, the Sherlock was kind of my benchmark for like the strongest of the strong. The Halo Vision is marginally stronger than the Sherlock, but it's in that territory, and it might, depending on the layout, and you'll have to definitely watch Tamara Bowling's video on it too, because I think between the two of us we get a pretty good idea of what something's going to be like, even if we sometimes we get totally different looks out of a ball, sometimes we get similar looks out of the ball, but I'll be interested to see what that comparison is out of him, because for me the Sherlock was long and super strong. It was just hook, hook, hook for days. It was a lot smoother for him. But the Halo Vision it's so strong. It's so strong. Has the Idol Pro's reaction compared to the last two Idols? It's E-Trax 19 solid, so it is the solid, it's the updated solid version of the Idol Pearl cover. Microtrax S18 was on the Idol, so different formulas. I would say it's like it's going to be hard to describe. It's going to be it's not hard to describe at all. It's hard to compare to something else, because this is the boomiest solid that we've made in a while, if we've ever even had anything boomier than that. It's like it almost acts like a pearl ball. Now when you roll it, it's definitely that bright solid teal color. It looks like a solid going down the lane, and then it really zips on the back end. I'd compare it to something like a Venom Shock almost. It gets down there and it corners. It corners big time. There's no wishy-washy. It's going to hook a bunch one time and not hook the next time. Back end is what this ball does, and I think it's going to be incredibly versatile with different layouts that you can do. I want to put, because I really do like the pin down layout I have on my Idol Pro, or my Idol Pearl rather, and I really like that pin down layout I have on my Idol Pearl, and I wanted to go this route with this one, but I have a lot of pin down stuff. Somebody asked me about going to the 5-inch pin again. I did them all 5x5x3, and somebody asked me about going to a 5-inch pin. I'm like, well, I looked in my bag, and I've been so in love with pin down stuff recently that I don't have something with a lot of shape in the bag, and so I wanted to kind of mix up my reactions a little bit. And it's a boomy ball. I put a boomy layout on it, and so it flies. And so I'm really looking forward to getting another one and putting a pin down layout on it to smooth it off a little bit and make it more like a beefy IQ Tour or something. But it's so flippy. It doesn't really. I think if this and the Idol Pearl had if I had the same layout on each of them, the Idol Pro is just as strong on the back end as the Idol Pearl. It's just stronger overall. So I get a really similar reaction out of the Idol Pearl and the Idol Pro. The Idol Pro is just going to handle oil better. So they're perfect compliments. Perfect compliments. And let's see. What? This thing keeps jumping on me. And let's see. Oh boy. How would you compare the ProMotion to the Phase 2? Notice the core numbers are kind of similar. Yes, actually, that's the big, because right now our benchmark tournament performance ball is the Phase 2. There's a lot of people that still throw the IQ Tour, but I think that most of the time, Idol is still a little bit on the strongish side for most people to use. You got to have a lot of volume for the Idol. The Phase 2 is the one, like Chris Prather especially gravitates to all the time. And that's the one the ProMotion most closely resembles is the Phase 2. The Phase 2 is still, the difference between these is that with this spec cover stock, it reads the lane more than it reads the oil pattern. So with the Phase 2, it reads the line. You still, hello, I know, you having fun? You playing with Aspen? I know, thank you. I'm talking about bowling ballers. I'm talking about bowling balls. Thank you, hello. I know, you're funny. You're funny. The Phase 2 reacts a little more strongly to friction, and it's a little bit more sensitive to oil. The ProMotion blends things a little bit better, and so the ProMotion is actually better and easier to control from straighter angles. Once you get inside, they overlap quite a bit because they're very similar hook potentials, they're very similar looks on the lane. It's just that the ProMotion ignores transition a little bit more, and because that cover doesn't absorb oil, you're not going to see near the change in reaction as, you know, if you get a box Phase 2 and you start throwing it, it's going to get some lane shine on it. It's going to go longer and be quite a bit stronger than it was out of the box after, 20, 25 games or something like that. ProMotion, it shines just a hair, but I bowled for several hours with the ProMotion at both of the houses for the filming, and the reaction didn't change much. And with that spec cover stock, the shape of the reaction doesn't change much. It just, if you sand it down, it gets stronger, can handle more oil. If you shine it up, it'll get you a little bit more length. get you a little bit less hook, but the shapes don't really change that much. It still looks like the same ball, same reaction going down the lane. It's just, it might hook a little bit more, hook a little bit less, depending on the surface prep that you have on it. But it's very similar to the Phase 2. I think it is an improvement on the Phase 2, if anything, and that's difficult, because the Phase 2 is, Mistel, what are you doing? I know, don't knock over my camera. Don't knock over my camera. I know you're having fun. Don't knock over my camera. I know you're fun. I know. I think it's an improvement on the Phase 2. Now, obviously, if you have a Phase 2 and you like the Phase 2, I'm still going to carry one around. I don't plan on getting rid of one anytime soon, or saying, well, the ProMotion is just a better version, so it's going to get kicked out of the bag. I actually like my Phase 2 with a little bit of shine on it, because it gives me that control. I can do whatever I want to. I can affect the ball roll with speed changes, and it's just such a controllable and versatile ball. The ProMotion takes it to a little different level. I don't know how many levels there are, because, oh, it just takes it to the next level. Well, how many levels are there actually? Can somebody count for me? Because I'm getting confused, because everything takes everything to the next level. But the ProMotion is the next evolution of that Phase 2 type reaction. And I think you're going to see a crap load of it on TV. You're going to see Chris Prather using it. You're going to see Belmo using it. You're going to see Kyle Troop using it. You're going to see Jesper using it. So when Belmo said, and you know how this sounds, and especially coming from me, I'm on staff of Storm. Obviously, you can say staff or bias. You can say, obviously, it's Belmo's product. Of course, he's going to talk it up. He talked the Timeless up. He talked the Drive up. Hated both of those, and this is just another Belmo ball. It's not another Belmo ball. And if you go watch my review, I was not a fan of the Timeless. I like the Drive a little bit more than I like the Timeless. I think they were designed for very, very specific bowler types, and I think that that's important to have. I think that they reacted very well for the bowlers that they were designed for, but they didn't have a whole lot of versatility or usability much past the design intent. And obviously you don't want everything to be, the more versatile something is, the more bland it is, the more usable it is for a wider range, the wider range of audience that it's going to get to, the less really interesting or direct or pointed or the less intent it's really going to have behind it. It's like one of those movies that they make to kind of appeal to everybody. If you make something that most people are going to like, it's not going to be one direction or this direction or whatever else. But the ProMotion is something that it's still smooth. So if you have a higher speed and a lower rev rate, it's not going to have a whole lot of shape for you. If you have the opposite of that, if you have a higher rev rate and lower speed, you're going to need some oil. You're just not going to be able to use it. It's not a magic ball. Nothing's ever a magic ball. It doesn't break any laws of physics. But at the same time, it's a lightning in a bottle ball. It's a high road tier, Phase 2 tier, just, I mean, it's absolutely insane, and I'm going to live and die on this hill. And when Belmo said that, it's the best ball he's ever thrown, obviously he knows how people are going to respond to that. Well, it's your ball. You said the Timeless was the best ball you've ever thrown, and obviously you want to sell it, and obviously you're just going to talk it up, and well, of course you think it's the best ball you've ever thrown. He knows that. He knows the responses he's going to get. I shared one of his posts on Facebook, and he's getting all kinds of hate for the ball already, just because people, for some reason or the other, don't like him because he's successful or because he's two-handed or something like that. And the Timeless and the Drive weren't widely received well. It was either really good for you, or they just weren't. And so people are still going to hold that on him, and he knows. That's kind of the point. He knew the response he was going to get by saying it's the best ball he's ever thrown, but that's the point, is that he knows the feed, he knows the reaction he's going to get. But once these get out on the lanes, if you like the Phase 2, if you like the Idle, if you like the IQ Tour, if you like the High Road, it's different from all of those, of course, but it's in that same vein of performance and the same tier of, it's going to have the same reputation as those balls. You're going to see them everywhere. People are going to be successful with them. And even if you want to take your time and say it's another Belmo ball, I don't want to get right into it, if you like the Phase 2, if you like those other balls I mentioned, you're going to end up with a promotion sooner or later. It's just going to happen. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with saying, with talking the ball up. It's not all about the ball, but, a craftsman is only as good as their tools. And it'd be like, when you go golfing, you always have that favorite club. For me, it's the 8-iron, where you know that if you get in the zone where you can actually use that club, you're going to hit it good. Some people like hitting their driver. Some people really like chipping. Some people like the, kind of the mid-range game. And I don't think that this is any different than saying, I really like this ball, other than, or saying I really like this particular club whenever I get to use it. So, again, it's not a magic ball. It's not going to break any laws of physics. If you average 175 with a Phase 2, you're going to average 175 with a Pro-Motion. But for the serious tournament bowler, it does some things that other balls don't quite do. The spec cover is an evolution of bowling cover stocks. It doesn't absorb oil. It reads the lane through the pattern a little bit more, so it's not as sensitive to transition. It's not as sensitive to dry. It's not as sensitive to wet. It's just great. It just really is. And that's really just the story. I need to answer some questions here, but I got on my bro love fest with the promotion here. But I try to be as objective as possible. But everybody, people are just going to look at it as staffer bias or whatever else. But I'm willing to die on this hill. It is a great ball, and if you have a Phase 2, if you have an Idle, it's nothing that you need to run out and buy. But I think that when you go to look at getting new bowling balls or go to grab something for tournaments, you're going to end up with it eventually. You're just going to end up with it. You can watch it on TV, you can watch videos, you can watch other people throwing it. It's just a ball that you're going to end up with. That's just what's going to happen. So I don't really need to talk it up. I don't need to promote it. Belmo doesn't need to really promote it, because it's one of those balls where the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is excellent. I like pudding anyway. So, dang, wow. And we've been talking about the Pro-Motion a lot here too. The Idle Pro is equally as ridiculous. And here's what I want to say. I have to say this now before I forget. For me, the Pro-Motion renders the IQ Tour completely obsolete. There's no reason for me to ever own another IQ Tour. And I know that a lot of people like them. Daniel McEwen and Leanne Holstenberg specifically really, really like the IQ Tour. But the Pro-Motion is better at everything than the IQ Tour is, and is orders of magnitude more versatile. Anything the IQ Tour can do, the Pro-Motion can do better, plus a bunch of stuff that the IQ Tour can't do. Now, it is stronger, but if you just take you drill a Pro-Motion pin down, and you're going to have the IQ Tour experience. I see no reason why I would ever own another IQ Tour. I'm still going to keep Phase 2s in stock, you can believe that. Still going to throw that, still going to throw the Idle, because I did like what I was seeing out of the three of them. There's most of the overlap is with the Phase 2. Those are really, really subtle differences. The Phase 2 still, it's still a beast, so I'm not going to come out and say that the Pro-Motion is just way better than the Phase 2. I think it's an evolution of the Phase 2, but I think that especially with the attributes, or with how that spec cover is, I think that you can get a wider range of reaction and shape out of a phase 2 than you can out of the spec cover, but the spec cover also makes up for some things, for some little shortcomings that the phase 2 might have, specifically playing a little bit straighter. The ProMotion's a little bit, is smoother, controls the angles better from straight, more so than the phase 2 does. They get really similar once you get in deep, but phase 2 is still an awesome ball. But the ProMotion is legit. Now, going back to the IQ Tour, wow. I don't ever need to throw an IQ Tour again. I've got a couple of them. I'm probably never going to drill one again. I'll just drill a ProMotion. And that's probably something that they don't necessarily like me to say, because the IQ Tour is still really popular with a lot of people. It's still a great ball. It's still got its place. It is weaker. It's got a weaker cover stock. It's built for a ton of control. And like I said, the ProMotion is still a fair bit stronger than the IQ Tour, but I can make up for that with layout. And with as well as it blends things, and with as many angles as you can play it from. Normally I have in my reviews, I have the 3-shot where I overlap the second arrow shot, the third arrow shot, and the fourth arrow shot. I'm going to overlap at least 4 shots, maybe 5. I'll have to see how it looks like on camera. But I was piping it straight up second arrow with the ProMotion, and I was also in not quite to 5th arrow, but really close with it, and it looked great from both angles. I could do whatever I wanted to with it. It's one of those balls that I want to go bowling specifically to throw the ProMotion and the Idle Pro. I've been talking about the ProMotion the whole time, but the Idle Pro is legendary as well. I mean, if we're not celebrating 10 years out of the ProMotion in July 2029, I'll be stunned. And the Idle Pro, I'd be upset if the Idle got discontinued. I'd be really sad if the Idle Pearl got discontinued. But the Idle Pro it might be the best ball that Roto's ever made. And that's saying something, because they've been throwing haymakers here for the last couple of years. They've been throwing some knockout punches, and they have stuff like the original Daredevil was great. Some of the No Rules stuff. The cells have been really good. The Halos are some of the best balls they've ever made. The Idle Pro is special. And I know I'm going to sound like a homer. I know I'm going to sound just like Belmo, but when these balls release, I really believe, and I try to avoid doing that, but I really believe that between the two companies, Storm and Roto, we will have the best lineups on the market without question. Call me a staffer, typical staffer bias, whatever you want to say. I don't care in this case. The ProMotion is legit. You're going to see it all over the place. The Idle Pro is also ridiculous. You're not going to see the Halo Vision much, because there's just not enough oil for that ball. But I mean, if you need something that hooks off the planet, it's a great ball, but it's not usable on a whole lot of stuff. So whatever. But the Idle Pro and the ProMotion both have a really wide scope of usability for a whole lot of people. You're probably going to see more Idle Pros than ProMotions at League, because the Idle Pro's got that. It's got that look that everybody likes to see. They want to see length. They want to see big back end. It's going to be great for. I think the Idle Pro is actually going to fit a wider variety of styles than the ProMotion will. But if you're a serious tournament bowler and you'll end up with a ProMotion. You'll end up with both of them, really. So, I mean, that's just me. All right, I'm going to try to answer questions now. The Crux Prime, I think all the pros have one, but you don't see them throw a lot since they're so strong. Yeah, the Crux Prime it's too strong. I'll still carry it around with me. I don't ever want to be without it, because that cover just offers something different. Now that I have the ProMotion, that's going to help out a lot, because I really like what I see out of that cover, because I can get 2 different reads. I can get more of a lane surface read out of the spec cover, and I can get more of an oil pattern read out of everything, the typical reactive resin. The Crux Prime, it's just too strong. You're not going to see a whole lot of pros throwing it because it's too strong. It's too slow down lane. The ProMotion is, the IQ Tour and High Road had a baby, and it's even, I rank it even a little bit higher than the Phase 2. You're gonna, this is the thing. You're gonna see Chris Prather throwing it. All he ever throws is Idle, Pearl, and Phase 2. You're gonna see Chris Prather throwing it. So that's just gonna happen. Is the MVP actually comparable to the record? Yeah, we haven't given the MVP any love, but I haven't thrown it yet. Theoretically, yes. The record was one of my all-time favorite hybrid roto balls. The numbers are pretty well exactly right on. The core is a new core, but it's 255 RG 040 differential, which are record numbers. And it's the hybrid version of what they just put on the Hustle Ace HSB, which is kind of a reskinned, different color HYB. So it's that BTC 19, I believe. So that's kind of what they were going for, and it's polished. So I think it's going to actually be more similar to the Wreckham or something like the Daredevil Danger than the Wrecker. I don't think it's going to be quite as slow on the back end as the Wrecker. I mean, the Wrecker still popped, but it was more of a chuggy reaction where the Wreckham was a lot cleaner and a lot flippier. I think the MVP is going to be closer to the Wreckham than the Wrecker, but it's going to resemble both of them. So I think that the winners were interesting, but they weren't received very well. I think it's one of those things where they tried something, it didn't quite work out, and so they went in another direction instead of giving us a winner hybrid. I think it's going to be a great decision. It looks good. I don't have it yet. When they send out stuff for videos, they send us HP3, HP4, and then everything from Storm, Thunderline, and above. So if I want the stuff out of the hotline or I want the stuff out of HP2 or lower, I need to order those myself. And so it's going to be a couple weeks until I'm able to order the MVP. I will be getting it and I will be doing a review on it. So even though I don't have anything to say about it right now, I will have something to say about it. There will be a review. We're going to be talking MVP because I think it's going to be really good. Selling a Marvel S and looking for a benchmark ball. Again, Phase 2 ProMotion. ProMotion is about as benchmark as it gets. I mean, it's just, and you can't go wrong with a Phase 2. If somebody tells me, well, I'd rather have a Phase 2 than a ProMotion, okay, that's not a bad decision. It's one of those. Okay, I need to find. All right. Answer that question. I'm way behind on these questions. I'm sorry, but I got to. What are the three things that really grabbed your attention when throwing the ProMotion? You seem behind that ball more than normal. The things that really grabbed my attention was, number one, how versatile it was. I can play second arrow. I can play fifth arrow if I want to. The things that again, with the spec cover, it reads the lane more so than the pattern. I can roll it without it hooking too much or being too strong. It's got that Phase 2 type of reaction where you can roll it, you can control what the ball's doing, and it'll perform as well as you throw it, really. So there's just a crazy amount of things that you can do with the ball. And it's smooth, it's controllable, it gets good length, it has good back end, it's not too much one way or the other. It's just, it kind of feels like when the IQ Tour came out, that was kind of big for everybody, because it's like, well, it has a lot of control, I can do a lot of things with it, I can control this, I can control that. The ProMotion is another step. And it's not going to, experience any reaction loss because that cover doesn't absorb oil. I haven't cleaned I actually just put surface on my Crux Prime for the video to compare it to. I've been using the crap out of the Crux Prime. I've never cleaned it. All I do is wipe it off with a chamois, and it reacts exactly like it did 6 months ago. And you'll see that in the video. So Yeah, the Prime is great, and it's just an advance in cover tech. So, all right. So missed that question earlier. I got that. How does the Halo Vision compare to the discontinued Hypercell Fuse? I touched on that a little bit earlier, but if you took the Hypercell Fuse to 2000 grit, which is what the Vision comes at, and then added 3 to 4 more boards, that's the Vision. It's the same cover formula, but they retooled a little bit and made it stronger. The Halo Vision might be the strongest ball I've ever thrown, which includes the Halo and the Sherlock and whatever else. So, just good lord. Anything new similar to the Code Red? The astrophysics is Code Blackish, Code Reddish. So yes, if you're interested in something like a Code Red, Code Black, get an astrophysics. It's got the same cover formula. The R2S, it's got R2S Pearl instead of R2S Hybrid like the Code Red had on it. But I see flashes of it's a little bit longer and stronger for me than the Code Black was, but it's not quite as early and smooth as the Code Red was. So, all right, so we're getting taken care of that. Oh yeah, fine. Do you think the sheen finish on the Idol Pro? It's now with the sheen on it, it already looks kind of shiny going down the lane. So I think it's not going to change hardly at all. The Idol is, it's such a big cover, and it comes at 2000 grit. So yeah, it's going to lane shine a lot more and a lot faster than the Idol Pro will. I don't think that the Idol Pro will shine quite like the Idol, and they're different cover formulas too. So I don't think the Idol Pro is going to change much at all. All right, have in my bag Hustle Inc., Original Intense, High Road Pearl, Crux Prime, High Road X, and Spare Ball. Do I need anything in between? Yeah, you've got a lot of room between. You don't have anything kind of IQ Tourish or Idol-ish, Idol Pearl-ish. You go straight from the Intense and the Crux Prime all the way down to a High Road Pearl and a High Road X. So you need something like a Phase 2 or a Promotion or an Idol Pro, Idol Pearl, stuff like that in there. So, yeah, that's why I never understood people crying about the Prime. Well, it's an unusual shape. It's kind of like the original Phase was, where it's pretty slow on the back end. People are just throwing it and expecting it to get down there and turn sideways. That's not what it does. It's big on control. It's slow on friction. It does hook a lot. But yeah, it doesn't. The cover stock is crazy durable. Like I said, I don't clean it. It doesn't pick up any oil. All I have to do is sand it back to 2000. It's the same ball that I got out of the box 6 months ago. Don't have to do anything to it. The cover is legit, and that's why I waited. I'm going to do, as soon as I get back from Nationals, I'm going to do a 6-month report card on it rather than a 2-month report card on it, specifically to show people, and you can, and obviously I can create whatever narrative I want to with a video, but I haven't done anything to the cover stock. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but obviously, like you're saying here, Jeremy, it still plays the same as it did when it came out of the box. It's nothing that I have to tell anybody. If you have a ball, if you have that ball and you've thrown it for any length of time, the reaction just doesn't change. All you have to do is just hit it with an Abralon pad every 50 games or something, and that's what the promotion is going to be. It's going to be the same ball from now until whenever. I don't even. So yeah, it's just, man. Do you think we'll ever see a ball similar to the IQ Tour Fusion? Possibly. I hope so. I hope so, because I did like the IQ Tour Fusion. Hopefully, now that we have the IQ Emerald again, I think that people would respond very favorably to a hybrid, standard, regular IQ again. I think that that'd be very popular. I would hope so. Yes, Patreon, best $5 you'll ever spend on bowling. $15 cheaper than socks. Yes, that's right. You could have 4 months of Patreon for what you put into one pair of Belmo socks. I do like the socks though. Got a pretty great community over on Patreon. It's more on Discord because Patreon kind of sucks. But Discord is epic. Patreon's a gateway to Discord. We have a private little chat server on there, and it's awesome. Belmo didn't even use those balls more than a few times. Yeah, he kind of won with the Timeless, but it was it wasn't very versatile. I mean, you had those specific stuff they designed it for and specific things that did really well, but it didn't have a whole lot of versatility. And the drive was, he did use the drive on TV, and he wrapped that, I mean, he just crazy wrapped that 10 pin. He missed the 10 pin. If he wouldn't have missed that 10 pin, who knows what happened. The drive, I think, was still better than the timeless. So, would you consider the ProMotion a benchmark ball? It's going to be on the strong side of benchmark, but the hook potential is virtually identical to the Phase 2. And that's probably a hair too strong to be a benchmark ball. But at the same time, I think so, yes. I think the Idol Pro is closer to a benchmark ball, even with it being as flippy as it is, because it's just going to have a wild number of things that I'm going to have 2 or 3 of those with different layouts on them. Same with ProMotion, but the Idol Pro is a little bit more friendly to the eye. It's what the majority of league bowlers want to see. They want to see something go down, they want to see something flip, and they want to see pins flying everywhere. You're still going to see some flat 10s with the ProMotion, but you're going to see flat 10s with the Phase 2. But it's just the ProMotion is a better tournament ball. The Idol Pro could probably be a little over-under, but it's so good that I didn't have a whole lot of over-under, even on the Nationals team pattern. That's saying something, because that's really, really tight left to right. So yes, I would consider the ProMotion a benchmark ball. It's on the strong side of benchmark, but it's a benchmark type shape reaction, all that type of stuff. So no doubt Belmo will prefer the High Road Nano to the drive, but the ProMotion looks, yes, Belmo will be throwing the ProMotion all the time. He could legitimately walk into a tournament with 6 different ProMotions and be able to cover almost everything he's going to see, because with as smooth as it blends everything, man. Lower rev bowlers seem to like the timeless way more than the higher rev bowlers. Yes, and actually my wife likes the timeless, and it looks really good for her. But the RG is a whole lot higher, and so it gives the ball, lower rev bowlers, they're also usually going to play straighter angles, and they're going to throw a little bit slower, so it gives the ball time to wind up. The higher rev bowlers, it was still snappy enough that it gave you over-under issues. Now, we'd get down the lane, but sometimes it get a little bit too far down the lane. So yeah, that's a good point there. I shot a 298 tonight with a timeless. Will the Belmo socks help me shoot a 300? Well, they've got 300 printed right on here. So, I mean, I think that you've got to hold them. I think that that's kind of like a user agreement or some kind of a guarantee like that. It has 300 on the socks, so. Yeah, it's back to basics for Storm. Their bread and butter is making competitive balls for competitive bowlers. That tends to mean medium diff, low RG, benchmark balls. The high roads, the IQ's Phase 2. Yeah, it's. Yeah, Storm doesn't have the cover stock versatility that the other brands do, and so they have to do what they can. That's make PBA Tour type balls. It's kind of funny that's kind of funny that they. It's a little funny that R2S is kind of like their bread and butter. I don't think anybody else has made a better cover stock than R2S, because it's something that they keep making and they keep having success with it. Now, at the same time, Storm has chosen to stick with, if it was R2S now, they don't ever change the name. Other companies tend to reuse things and rebrand a little bit. So sometimes what other companies claim is new may not actually be new or brand new. It might be a little tweak here and there. But I think Storm goes more for familiarity in things. When they say, okay, well, an R2S ball is coming out, you know exactly what you're going to get. So, but yeah, how is it that the spec cover stock doesn't absorb oil? I hadn't really seen something on how that works. You'd have to ask Chad McLean about that, because he's got all the technical stuff. But oil just does not get into the cover stock like it does on other balls. I think he said something about the cover being like 100% resin. But So, yeah. I'm not sure if that's watching Anthony Lockwood throw some of his Ebonite stuff. I've definitely got some real crazy, stupid house shot killers now with the Idle Pro and the Pro Motion that are also going to kill other stuff. The Idle Pro is the closest thing to a house shot killer that you're going to have from anybody out there right now. Between the roads, the IQs, the idles, and the phases, Storm RG has the most complete symmetrical lineup. I would have to agree with that. And now with the Pro Motion Idle Pro, it takes us just to a crazy different level. And with the bigger variety now that we have in the upper lines, because you've got something like the Halo Pearl that is so far removed. It's a familiar feel, but it's so far removed from the Halo Vision that we've got a staggering amount of coverage with just the Halo balls, and then we have stronger stuff like the Crux Prime and the Astro, or the Physics, and then we have some bigger cores with weaker covers in the Astrophysics. For some reason, the Storm's big hooking pearls tend to be earlier and smoother than the hybrid versions of those balls, so I don't quite know what's going on there, but we don't have a whole lot of strong pearls. Now the Halo Pearl has a strong pearl cover on it, but that's a little bit different formula. So let's see. Yeah, the Marvel pearls are starting to get harder to find, but I've found that just drill an idle pearl, pin down, it's a Marvel pearl. So I'm not going to get into that debate. Yeah. Yeah, the chemicals used to make, that's what I was talking with Chad about, is that, the spec, with it being the characteristics of that cover stock don't really work well in pearl form. So, we'll have to disagree. Spec did not flop at all. Spec is, it's just, wow. And especially on the Pro Motion, you're just not going to be able to avoid. You're just not going to be able to ignore the ball. You're not going to be able to ignore the performance. You're not going to be able to ignore the cover. It was the Crux Prime. I think is a little bit more of a niche reaction, so to speak. With it being so heavy rolling and so smooth down lane, it's not a look that's going to work for a bunch of people on a house shot. And with it being asymmetric, it's still going to be a whole lot of hooks. So it's tough sometimes to find a place where it works really well. But it's the first ball in my bag for nationals because it's going to control that team pattern extremely well. And I scored with it really well at league. I averaged 250 with it for a month and a half, 2 months. So do you think they will be putting out an idle with the E-Trax hybrid cover next? And well, this is the fuse, and so it will be the fused polished version, the sanded version. I don't know. That's what I expected. But Schlimmer always throws a wrench in there. I was talking to Casey Murphy, who's another one of the staffers. He has his own channel. Go check it out if you want to. And I was talking to him probably a month ago before we got any of this news, and I said, well, we have to be getting a hybrid Halo and we have to be getting a hybrid idle. The lines are just way too successful for that not to happen. He's like, no, we could get one or the other, but he's like, Schlimmer always throws a wrench in there. He never goes straight pearl hybrid solid or solid pearl hybrid, or he never does 3 versions of the same ball right in a row. Like it was kind of a rarity with the Daredevil line to have the pearl and the solid and the hybrid. And I'm glad that we got the Idle Pro instead of a hybrid idle. I would still like to have a hybrid idle, but the Idle Pro is ridiculous. So, wow. Yeah, I would agree. That's basically what I said with the chug, the Crux Prime. There's not a whole lot of situations where you need that much chug. I mean, that's true. So Would the Idol Pro be just a weaker version of the Idol? No. It is weaker than the Idol, but it's got a whole lot more shape down. If you took a Idol and mirror shined it, you're still not going to get the same length or the same back end out of it that you get out of the Idol Pro. It feels familiar, but they're pretty different and pretty complementary looks. I think you have 3 distinctly different looks with all 3 of the balls in the Idol line right now. But let's see, trying to catch up. So for my League of Promotion, Idol Pro would work. That's most of what I'm going to be throwing. What I've been throwing if I go to a house shot tournament, it's either going to be the Idol Pearl or the Phase 2, depending on how much oil's out there. If it's a little bit heavier volume, Phase 2 comes out. If it's a little bit lighter volume, the Idol Pearl gets used. But the Pro Motion and the Idol Pro, we're going to sweep right in there and probably get most of the action. Like I said, the Idol Pro is so strong on the back end that I can, if the condition's a little bit drier, I can actually take a little bit more out of it with myself. I can throw it harder. I can be easier out of it because it's going to go down and pop. Most of the time with some smoother stuff, you still have to get through it to make it shape on the back, and you can take some hand out of it and throw it harder, but it's going to be a little too slow down lane on drier conditions. But with the Idol Pro, I can throw it harder, I can take some hand out of it, and it still booms pretty good on the back end. So it's going to be pretty usable on drier conditions where I would otherwise need to bowl down to something else. Okay, running through all of that. Can anything be too good to help this lineup? Codex, Snaplock, Menace, Code Red, Torrent, Hustling, Purple Pearl, Hammer, Timeless Phase. That's a whole lot of balls. So I think that you got your asymmetric stuff. You do have kind of a gap because you've got a bunch of big strong stuff like Codex, Snaplock, Menace, Code Red, and then you go right down to the Torrent. Now there's a weaker cover stock on the Code Red, so that's probably going to cover most of your midline stuff, but you got a pretty big gap between the Code Red and the Torrent, theoretically speaking. Something like an Idol Pearl would fit in there really well. Replacing a Magnitude 35, IQ Tour, wasn't a fan of the core, could have been a bad layout too. Stuff like that, the Magnitude or the IQ Tour, it's not going to look terribly great for you anyway because you need a little bit of help on the back end, and those are so smooth. The Idol Pro is a Ryan Ford ball, not so much the Pro Motion. I think it's going to be a little too smooth for what you need. The Idol Pro is a Ryan Ford ball, definitely. So. Yeah, Belmo socks are plus 15 average. I hope so because I averaged 238 last year. So if I get another 15 pins on that, bam. Yep. So if you lose one of your Belmo socks, you'll only shoot 150. Probably. I mean, or if you only have 1 foot and you get these in pairs, so you'll have an extra sock. So I'm not sure. They're loving the socks tons and getting tons of mileage out of the jokes. Yep. Oh man, why is it this thing always jumps on me? Have a Marble Pearl. Would there be room in the bag for Marble Pearl and IQ Emerald? Yes. It's smooth on top of smooth, but the Marble Pearl is still more on the back end than the IQ Emerald is. The IQ Emerald is kind of tough to read sometimes because it looks like it's responding strongly on friction, but it doesn't cover the boards very quickly on the back end. So it's one that for me it's a little hard to read because I give it a whole lot more I give it a whole lot more room than it really needs. It controls angle a lot better than I give it credit for, really. And so it's difficult for me to read. So how much is Idol Pro to a rocket ship? It's a similar feel, but it's got even more back end. It's a rocket ship with a lot more back end. That would be that'd be the easiest way to describe that. So same spec cover as let's see, Ryan I got a Sonic and Codex. Any ball suggestions to fill any gap I have? You got some stronger stuff, so you're probably gonna need something weaker, like a High Road Pearl, Hustle Link, something like that. Tut, 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 tut. Why didn't the emerald react like the gold? Yeah, the pigments actually make a whole bunch of difference. That's why they tried 23 different colors on the original Ebonite mission. So, yeah, and the new gold and the emerald, the colors themselves could play the tricks on your eyes. Because I asked Chad a month or two ago. I said, why does it seem like solid cover balls are rounder in shape, like they just look rounder to me than balls with multiple colors? And he said, well, it's not really. He says the colors do affect something, but he says it's probably more of a, you're not seeing so many colors revolving down there, and so it might be more of a trick on your eyes than actually solid color balls being rounder than, because the Idol Pro definitely isn't very round. It looks like it's round. There's not a whole lot visually going down the lane, but Justin Wyman has the gold and the emerald on top of each other, and to try to pick differences is super nitpicky. So, I've caught up with all the questions, I think. All right. Any future releases like the physics? Halo Vision is like a stronger earlier. Late to this, but I'm looking to replace my original Idol with the Pro and get the Vision for the strongest ball in the bag. Is it worth the investment or not? The original Idol will not be replaced by the Pro. Very different bowling balls. Very different balls. I'd just get another Idol. If you're looking to replace your Idol, the Pro's not going to cut it. It's an awesome ball, but in terms of comparing apples to apples, it's one's like an apple and the other one's some kind of vegetable. So, you get the Vision. The Vision's definitely going to be the strongest ball in your bag. That's nothing to worry about. Is it worth the investment or not? Yeah, if you're looking for just a stupidly strong, gonna hook everywhere on anything type ball, that's going to be the Vision. If you like the Codex, try the Astro or 2S Pearl. So cover strength similar to the Codex, will feel familiar, much longer and punchier down lane. Yeah, the Codex or the Astro is going to feel fairly similar. The Codex is going to be obviously earlier and smoother, but how close is the Idol Pearl to the Storm Skyrocket? The Skyrocket had a weaker core and not so much a weaker cover, just more of a weaker core. The Idol Pearl is a beefier Skyrocket. I do remember having the Skyrocket. The Idol Pearl is a little bit rounder, just a little bit rounder. But let's see. What would be more off the back? Any tips, advice to get out of the ball? Get out of the side roll. Verity Crawley makes a really good video on bowling mechanics and drills. Verity Crawley has a drills video, so if you find Verity's video that she does on drills, that'll help you get right up the back of the ball. So that's where I normally push everybody when they're asking for stuff like that. All right, new person watching here. What cover stock you generally like on a ball? I'm really liking the spec cover stock now that I've seen it a couple different places on the Crux Prime and now on the ProMotion. It's going to be on a lot of stuff. So most of the, as far as cover stock type, I like solids a lot. Pearls can be just a little bit too over-under. Sometimes they have their place. I love the Idol Pearl, but most of the time my bag is made up of solids. The Crux Prime, the Phase 2, the ProMotion, the Idol Pro are going in there. I generally tend to prefer solids because I like the smoother roll and I like how they blend the wet dry a little bit better. So why don't the pros use the Halo Pearl much? It's a lot of long and it's a lot of flip. And it's pretty strong, so it's a whole lot better house shot ball than it is a competitive ball. The pros also don't generally use asymmetric balls a whole lot. So even though you won't see them using stuff like the Halo very much, you're probably not going to see the Halo Vision. You're not going to see the physics a whole lot. You're going to see a lot of really round symmetric stuff on TV most of the time. So it's not just a Halo Pearl thing. It's more of an asymmetric core thing. You have a Patreon page or Discord channel? What? Yes, I have a Patreon page and a Discord channel. And the Patreon doesn't get posted on a whole lot because I'm on the road a lot, and it's next to impossible to do anything on Patreon on a cell phone. So it's more of a Luke. Hey, what's up? Aero 3 out LGR. So yes, Patreon's more of a gateway for Discord. We do have a private chat server, so there's no trolls. There's nothing like you're gonna find on a free site anywhere. Where we have a great community, we have people that want to be there, and so the money is more of just it's $5 a month, so it's more to help me out a little bit with equipment and stuff like that, and to just kind of filter out all the trolls and negative people or problem people, just people you don't want in there. So it's a really great community we have over there. So. Thanks for the response. Your opinions have never let me down. Big fan of your content. Keep up all the great work. Yes, I'm going to be firmly on the Idle Pro and ProMotion train here. I'm going to sound like a typical staffer with these, but I don't do it much, so it could be fun. I mean, I get to let the cat out of the bag a little bit. So, for Stroker, how would you build an arsenal? You're definitely going to need stronger stuff and work down from there, and you're going to need stuff with a little bit more shape. So while I've been spending all my time talking about the ProMotion, for a stroker, if you keep your angles really closed, it's going to be okay, but it's probably not going to be as good as something like the Idle Pro, which has a lot more shape. So you're going to look at something like the Halo Vision, the Astrophysics, and the Idle Pro will get you started really well and give you a lot of options with just 3 balls. So those would be what I recommend. Okay, Luke, you get invited to a party at Crux Prime's house. Crux Prime asks you to bring beer and chips. It doesn't say what kind. What kind of beer and chips do you bring to Crux Prime's party? Wow, I don't even know. That's an intense question. The Crux Prime it's early and smooth, and so it's going to be. I imagine that the Crux Prime really likes stouts. I think it really likes stout beer, Guinness or something a whole lot heavier than that. Chips, it's not really fiery, so I'm going to say that the Crux Prime is a little bit more sensible. It's probably going to enjoy like baked Lays or something. So baked Lays and like a chocolate oatmeal stout or something. So Idle Pearl versus Idle Pro. Let me just get back to that. Idle Pearl versus Idle Pro. The Idle Pro is dang near as flippy as the Idle Pearl. I think that the Idle Pro just handles oil better. The Idle Pearl handles a little bit less volume better. Pretty good compliments, but we'll see, because I use a lot of the Idle Pro or the Idle Pearl. I'm going to be using a lot of the Idle Pro, so we'll see where things really shake out here. So. Which of these new balls are better suited for a speed-dominant stroker? Halo Vision. I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again. I've had some people tell me, well, I have a hyper fused, I need something that's stronger or stronger on the back end because it doesn't hook a whole lot, it's not very strong on the back end. And that's already a questionable question to begin with, because that's what the hypercell fuse does. It hooks, and it hooks a lot on the back end. So if you can't get that bowl to hook or back end, that's already questionable right there. But it's just actually not, it's just actually not possible with the Halo Vision. If you cannot get the Halo Vision to hook, and if you cannot get it to back end, you're doing something wrong. Sorry, but that's the way it is. So if you're talking for a speed dominant stroker, Halo Vision 100% all the way. Easy, easy, easy. For stroker, how would you build an arsenal? I covered that one. Got a physics marble pearl phase 2 and a pitch blue that I like to use on very light stuff. I'm planning to get an astrophysics soon. Anything else you'd recommend for me? Physics marble pearl phase 2. It's a big step down from the phase 2 to the pitch blue. Might look at something like a high road pearl or a hustle ink to kind of fill that gap there a little bit. The astrophysics is going to be between your physics and marble pearl. But yeah, you probably need something in the high road hustle ink type of zone. So, wait, something is wrong here. Where is James at? Yes, James is not here. So yes, James Kniffen is here. Oh, interesting. Ha ha ha. James has arrived. He was driving to a tournament or was at a tournament or something, so that's where he hasn't. He hasn't been here. So, you find Roto grip tends to crack less than Storm from experience. Maybe not the best question, but I'm curious. I don't. This is the thing, and you can say staffer bias or whatever. I don't have Storm or Roto grip balls crack. I just don't. I've had exactly 2 crack in 5 years. And one of them I set up. It was the Hustle. It was the Hustle Pro, and I hated that ball. And I wanted to see it crack. I wanted to see it die. And so I set it up, and it cracked, and that was a very satisfying week to watch that thing die. Other than that, I've had, let me see, I had an IQ Tornado crack after sitting for like 8 months on the shelf. I've had a little bit of cracking around the fingers in my latest Idol, but it's a product of, ball cracking is a product of not beveling finger holes or gluing up in the cover stock. That's it, plain and simple. Or if you leave them out in the cold or leave them out in the heat or something like that, and thermally, when working with bridges expand and contract too. All material does that. When it heats up, it expands. When it cools down, it shrinks. That's the story of everything. And they actually build bridges with some of the bigger ones with bearings, which are what the bridge actually lays on. But it's something like a half moon shape or something like that. And so as the bridge expands and contracts, the bearings actually allow the bridge to move and flex a little bit. And so if you have any kind of extreme temperatures with a bowling ball, it's going to expand and contract, expand and contract. Well, it's a solid object, so it's going to crack. But the vast majority of the time, it comes from driller error when installing grips, installing thumb stuff. If you ever see the circular cracks around your fingers or around the thumb, especially with the interchangeable systems where there's not something like pushing back on the cover like a slug would, you're going to see those little circular cracks if you got the glue up in the cover stock, because the glue expands and contracts at a different rate than the cover stock does. And so when it gets in there into the pores of the ball and expands and contracts differently, it's going to make it brittle, it's going to break it up. And so, yeah, I've literally had 2 balls crack in the 5 years I've been on staff. So I don't find either one of them. So I've had 1 storm ball crack and one Roto grip ball crack, if that answers the question. But yeah, they don't crack for me at all. So when people say that I see all these things, well, this ball cracked and this ball cracked, it has to be something that you're doing. It has to be something that you're doing, because they don't crack for me. And everybody else says, well, I keep them climate controlled, I keep them in a box, I keep them down in the basement. I have mine laying around out in the basement. I have several sitting on a wooden rack. I have some in there in the box with the bag on it. I have some of them just sitting on the carpet in my ballroom over there, and nothing's happening. So I don't know. That to me would seem to say that I'm doing something right, and that if you're having a problem with ball cracking, there's something going on. I just don't have them cracked, so I can't answer I guess I really can't accurately answer the question. So videos are great and very informative. Oh crap. Okay. Keep it up. Thank you. I will. Quick question: is the pitch black stronger than the fever pitch, and which is better on sport shots? I think the answer is pitch black. The pitch black is definitely stronger than the fever pitch, and I think the pitch black is better on sport shots because I think you saw Jesper on TV with the fever pitch a couple times. You're not seeing it so much anymore. I think people have gravitated back to the pitch black. The fever pitch was a nice experiment. I don't think it worked out terribly well, but it was a nice, gave it a good shot, and there were some people that did have plenty of success with it, but I think that people have gravitated back towards the pitch black, so I think that's the answer for... Oh, duck, somebody asked a urethane question, yeah. Local pro shop recommends fever pitch over pitch black, gets out the corners better. Yes, it's going to get out the corners better, but that's not really the point with, if you've got something sharper on the back end to kick the corners, that's not the point with urethane, really. The point with urethane is to control the pocket better, and which is you're naturally going to get some flat tins, but the idea with urethane is not to kick the corners. So, which ball are you most excited about? It's a definite tie between the ProMotion and the Idol Pro. They're so good. They're so good. I can't wait to put videos up. Speaking of which, I'm bowling Vegas. I'm bowling Nationals next. It's July 6th and 7th. If you want to get on USBC's website and follow along, we're bowling at 11 p.m. their time, Pacific time, or 11 p.m. 11 a.m. on Saturday the 6th, and then on Sunday the 7th, we're bowling at 2:30 in the afternoon. So we got some really great squad times. So if you want to follow along, you can. But I can put up, the ProMotion is releasing on July 26th, and I am allowed to launch videos 3 weeks or 21 days before the release date. Now, we're going to be leaving for Vegas on the 4th because we're driving, and so we will actually be in Vegas. We will be getting to Vegas on Friday, the day when I can release the ProMotion video. So I'm going to be working on that video tomorrow. I'll get that up. There won't be a live stream next week because we'll be in Vegas. I will at least have the ProMotion video up, barring something crazy. I'll have the ProMotion video up and available on Friday. Now, the new Roto Grip balls don't come out until the 9th of August. So it's going to be the 19th, I believe. I looked at that. It's going to be the 19th of July before I can get videos out for those. So it's going to be a while before you see the stuff for the new Roto Grip balls. And of course, I still have to order the MVP. But we will have a video for the ProMotion next week, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to be able to show these to you. I was excited for the Astrophysics and for the IQ Emerald, but don't sleep on those. Those have only been out for a couple weeks, so definitely don't ignore those. But man, I'm really excited for these. So Jan is traveling for bowling, and it jumped on me again. Oh, damn it. Okay. I cracked 2 tropicals, but they were abused, yeah. Yes, I wanted to see it crack and die. I feel I'm rev dominant, 15 miles an hour, a bit over 500 revs. I bring high road X, hot cell, and hustle length to typical half shot league. Any recommendations to add to my bag? Not really. I mean, if you bring the high road X a lot, the high road X and hustle length are going to cover virtually everything. I don't know. You might look at the MVP when it comes out, but it's going to be pretty big on the back end, but you've already got stuff that kind of covers that. So I really don't think so. High road Pearl maybe, but that's going to be redundant with the high road X. So yeah, kind of more average speed and a high rev rate. I don't know. You might look at one of the tropical surges for like dirt, so that you have something between your hustle link and your hot cell, because the ride was one of the best was the best low end, actual true light oil ball that I've thrown. And if you get the hybrid tropical surge, it's virtually the ride. So all my balls stay in the car, too lazy to take them in. I know the struggle. We have a garage though, and actually all my stuff is still in the trunk of my car from getting video yesterday. So I noticed that two of my bowling balls I own cracked between the bridge earlier on. After some research, I found out both these balls weren't beveled out. Oh yeah. Well, the good thing about cracking between the bridge is that crack's not going to go anywhere. If it starts on the outside of the hole and starts going, you need to do something quick, and you still can save those. But you got to catch it really quick. Now with the bridge, all you have to do is drill out the bridge, plug it, and re-drill the fingers, and you're fine. So bridge cracking is never anything. It's never anything to worry about. So what's that deleted? That's weird. I know both of my stuff is beveled, both fingers and thumb. So can finger inserts be done without glue? No, you have to glue. You have to glue the inserts down, but you want to glue them down at the bottom. You want to glue where the cover stock's only half an inch, 3/4 of an inch thick, and so you want to glue the grips down at the bottom, down closer to the bottom, or in the filler material area for the ball. It also gives you a little bit of flex up top, because if you glue up top of the grip, sometimes you're going to stretch the grip out. It's not going to have a whole lot of flexibility. So you get a little bit more flexibility at the top of the hole. You don't get the grip so spread out, and you're not gluing up in the cover stock, which can be a problem. So, what about for a speed dominant tweener 5-ball arsenal? Well, the Halo Vision's definitely going to hook. The Halo Vision is definitely going to hook a whole lot more than. So you want to start there. If you have speed dominant, Halo Vision is the first one that comes to mind. A step down from that, if you're looking at a solid ball, would probably be definitely not the Crux Prime. It's too smooth. So you're probably looking at Halo. So if you want a good solid, so actually all three of the Halos, really. I mean, if you want to start there, all three of the Halos, because you get a bunch of, there's a really wide variety of lane coverage. The Halo Vision is stupid strong. The Halo's still strong, but it's a step down. And the Halo Pearl is going to give you length, and it's pretty big on the back end, so you're going to have some pretty good shapes covered there. And then as far as getting down into symmetrical stuff, the Idol Pro is definitely going to be, when that comes out, that's a lot of shape for something like that. And then maybe just the regular old high road, if you ever get down that far. So we're talking all three Halos, Idol Pro, and a high road is pretty good for a speed dominant tweener. And that'll give you a lot of coverage. That'll give you a lot of different options. Yes, sharp drill bits, correct glue, and bevel. Yes. Yes, I do recall the Wreck-It lineup of balls. If so, comparing them to the Winter Pearl, is that ball about as skid flip as the Wreckers? No. For me, it was smoother. It was pretty round because it had a pretty high RG, if I remember right, and a really big differential. It was actually smoother for me than the Winter Pearl, but with the Roto Grip MVP that's coming out, it's coming out in the HP2 line. It's got the same core numbers as the Wrecker, so it's going to be a Wrecker type of ball. So if you're interested in something like the Wrecker, the Wreck-It Wreck-'em lineup, you're going to want to look at the MVP, because it's kind of reminiscent of those. They were pretty popular, and I think that's why they're getting brought back. So, or kind of. Yes, you're welcome, Gabriel. Currently using the Sherlock. How does the Idol Pro compare? Very different balls. Sherlock is a big hooking asymmetric ball. The Idol Pro is a medium to medium heavy reacting symmetric ball. The Idol Pro is a pretty good step down. They're both solids, but I think there's probably two balls in between. I mean, Sherlock would probably ball down to something shiny like an Astrophysics or a Halo Pearl, and then you'd probably ball down once again to a Phase 2 Pro Motion, something like that, before you would get finally down to the Idol Pro. But yeah, all good. Tamer will have his up soon, probably. Yeah, he can we're in the same boat, so we're both gonna have videos out on Friday. So you'll be able to see both mine and Tamer's videos on Friday, I assume. I think he's got his stuff. So yeah, we all have to, the video guys, we gotta wait until 3 weeks out, so. Also an Arsenal question about my friend, he has a code Black Daredevil trick and Hustle Inc. Anything for him? For 3 balls, that's pretty good coverage. You could probably go something a little bit stronger than the Code Black and something between the trick and the Hustle Inc. Like a High Road Pearl. And you could do something a little bit stronger than the Code Black, like a Physics. But that's a pretty good 3-ball arsenal. Okay, oh man. Mr. Bill with the $10 donation. Thank you, Mr. Bill. 10 pulls on the dollar slots while screaming Panda Power. Oh man. I'm going to let Angel handle that. Because, I mean, I could do the same thing, but it'd be way more entertaining for her to do it. So, yep. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Luke, I've been binge watching your channel. You're a beast. Do you recommend pin down layouts? Pro shop I go to doesn't recommend it. It depends on your game. I've been really liking pin down layouts recently, but I've got a pretty high rev rate, and so I like to roll the ball, and so they allow me to roll the ball. They allow me to stay slower with my speed, get the ball down the lane, and do the shaping myself. So I can make the ball shape. I can get the ball to do what I want it to do down lane by what I do with my hand. Not so much, a more flippy layout and kind of floating the ball out there, and watching it boom on the back end. I have really enjoyed the Idol Pro though, with the ability to just kind of fluff out of it and let it go. Oh boy, she's got the Panda.
You should set it like
But
there you go.
it's blocking my. I mean, I could. I do kind of want to see myself though.
I brought you another one.
Adorbs. Panda.
Because the other panda's passed out.
Yeah, so it really depends on your game. If your pro shop doesn't recommend it, they probably just don't think that those type of layouts are going to match up with your game. It may not be a thing where they just generally don't recommend it at all. They might just not recommend it for you. If you have a little bit higher speed or a little bit lower rev rate.
If they don't recommend it, they should say why.
Yeah, well, and you could always ask. You could ask them why they don't recommend it. But most of the time, it reduces the flare potential on the ball a little bit, and so it makes them smoother generally down lane. So if you're not the type of person where smooth reactions work for, that's probably why that is. Any updated thoughts on the Emerald and the Astro? Well, after I made the videos, I didn't bowl for like 3 weeks, and the only reason I'm bowling now is because Nationals is next week. And I've had videos to make for the new stuff, so I haven't thrown them anymore, really.
Emerald!
Yeah, the Emerald looks really good for Angel. It's really smooth for me. I need to work with it more probably because, like I said a little bit earlier, it's tricky for me. It seems like it's going to hook a whole bunch more than it actually does. And so I either need to find out the right condition to throw it on or the right way to throw it or something. The Astro made me a decent amount of money already in a couple sweepers right after I got it. So I'm probably going to be, it's going to be getting some screen time, but the ProMotion and the Idol Pro are going to get a whole lot of time. It's just crazy. What balls are you taking with you to Las Vegas? Yes, I was actually just talking to the wife about that earlier.
I think that's on your to-do list anyways for tonight.
Yeah, probably.
Not only should you do Vegas, you should do what
Yeah.
will be coming up for your house shot stuff.
Well,
After you
it's
get
going to be all the same stuff. I'm just going to remove some stuff from the tournament bag. Crux Prime, ProMotion, Phase 2. Let's see, Idol Pearl, Halo Pearl, Idol Pro, High Road T, which is an overseas High Road Pearl, and probably my Hectic. I need to go look at the bags because I think that I'm forgetting something somewhere, but the Astrophysics was going to go, but it got booted out of the bag. There's too much similarity to Halo Pearl, and Halo Pearl is a little bit more, it's a little bit cleaner up front, a little bit more responsive down lane. And then I was going to take some IQ Tours, but they got booted out of the bag by the Idol Pro and the Pro Motion. Still taking the Phase 2, obviously, but that's what I think it's. I don't need anything strong like the Halo. Now, I'm still looking for something more at the top end of the bag. I was hoping I was going to be able to take the Halo Vision for like the doubles and singles shot on the fresh. It's way too much ball. Way, way, way too much ball. I'd be fighting with angles and trying to get it down the lane because I can't roll it at all. So the Halo Pearl, I think I'm going to have more to work with. I think if I need to use, if I need something strong, I think I'm going to be able to use the Idol Pro on the fresh doubles and singles shot. It's probably too weak for that. I probably need to put some surface on it, but we're going to work the shot in. So I'm going to throw the Crux Prime for shot grooving purposes. It may actually work on the doubles and singles shot, probably not. I was wanting something more like a physics, and I was going to order one, but when I heard the Halo Vision was coming out, I was going to wait on that, but it's too strong. And I've got a Halo, but like somebody else said, yeah. You seem to talk about is Roto beating Storm? No, I wouldn't. Roto keeps dropping haymakers every time they come out with something, but the promotion from Storm is ridiculous. The IQ Emerald is the IQ Tour Pearl, resurrected or whatever you want to call it. The Astrophysics is really good. The Physics is really good. Both companies are dropping bombs just left and right now. So, which is great. So, see him talk about. Dagnabbit. You see him talk about Hypercell Fuse being like a hook monster type ball, but I have it in the Halo Assault, and the Fuse is way more versatile. Can't keep the Halo from hooking off the lanes. Yeah, I mean, you could polish the Vision, but it's so much stronger than the Fused. It's so much stronger. It's a little bit smoother, though, obviously, with the surface finish on it. But yeah, it's a stronger Hypercell Fused. And yeah, the Halo already is enough ball, but like I said, when I went to do the comparison testing, I was able to throw the Halo from second, third, and fourth arrow at both houses, and when I got into third and fourth arrow with the Halo Vision, it just wasn't happening. It just was not. On the house shot, I got all the video I needed there from third and fourth arrow on the house shot, but on the flatter, shorter team pattern, even though it's 28.5 mils, last year's Nationals team pattern, zero chance for the Vision on that condition. So I didn't even get stuff. I'm still not terribly sure how I'm going to handle that, but I couldn't even get video. It was just way too strong. Yeah, I think the Halo Pearl is pretty versatile. It's a little bit more versatile for me than the Astrophysics. And with that cover being a little bit stronger, I think I have a little bit more. It'd just be too much overlap, and I favor the Halo Pearl over the Astrophysics just because the R2S cover is a little bit weaker than I want to go for that particular slot in the bag for Nationals. So stopped in to say, hey, also want to tell you that the Ozarks vlog was good. It was all right, but you watch something like Brad and Kyle's vlogs, and they're a lot shorter and more to the point, and they're a lot more engaged. There's a lot more interest. I guess if you're interested in seeing other stuff, I think that it'd probably be a little bit more successful with more FaceTime, but given my face, probably better the way that it went for the Ozarks. So. Switch out my drink here. Switching to Spindrift Raspberry Lime Sparkling Water with real squeezed fruit. So I like the bubbly stuff. I like the Perrier water. That's just the flavored sparkling water. This actually has juice in it, so it tastes like a sparkling lemonade more than like a sparkling lemon drink or something. So nom-noms. Astrophysics versus Halo Pearl, too similar, any differences? Yeah, I actually just covered that before I got to cover that. So just got the Astrophysics. My first game was $2.99. Yeah, I won some money with my Astro already. It's Halo the Halo Pearl handles a little bit more volume than the Astrophysics. The R2S Pearl can get just a little squirty. The Halo Pearl is a little firmer at the break point. They do have some differences, but yeah, the Astro is definitely legit. Would the Astro be like a super hard Tyrode Pearl? Yes, actually. Yes, it's very familiar. They got the same cover stock, obviously. So yes, I think so. What about layout with this? Let's see. So 5 and 9/16 over, 3/4 up tilt. Whoa, we've got a lot of rotation. And lower rev rate, medium speed. Layouts are so hard to pick because not actually seeing somebody bowl, even though you have numbers, lane condition is going to factor in, lane surface is going to factor in. There's so many things that are going to factor in that's a lot better. It's a lot better question for your pro shop. I could throw something out there just to throw something out there, but you're going to get a lot more specific responses. You're going to get a lot better, more specific things from your pro shop than you're going to get from me. So I'm not trying to not answer the question, but it's something that your pro shop would be able to answer better. Yeah, the IQ Emerald is one of the best looking balls I've seen in a long time, struggling not to buy it. That they really, Chad put a whole lot of effort into that, making it look, because if they came back out with the gold ball again, it's like, okay, well, it's the gold ball, and then it's kind of like, we already had that. So, but I think the IQ Emerald is going to have a lot more staying power because number one, it does look very good. It doesn't look like anything else on the market. So Chad really put a whole lot of extra effort into a lot of longevity with this ball. And of course, they want every ball that they put out to have staying power, but they also know that with the market, people like new stuff, and so even if it's good, stuff's going to rotate in, stuff's going to rotate out. But they did intend for the IQ Emerald to be around for a long time because people were really missing it after the gold ball got discontinued. So. Love the Halo Pearl so much that thing is stupidly strong. The ball somehow sits like a dynamic core ball. Yeah, I've made a lot of money with the Halo Pearl. I'm expecting to make a lot of money with it down at Nationals. That's what I'm intending on using on doubles and singles once we get a couple games of a track worn in, because that's been what my no rules Pearl has been for the last several times I've been to Nationals. You work the shot in a little bit, and then you get that clean cover with that rolly core, and I can really control my angles well on a longer pattern like doubles and singles normally is. So you can get the length through the fronts so that you can play a little bit straighter, so that you don't have to worry as much about getting the ball down the lane, and it still pops a little bit down lane without being terribly over-under. So it does help out a little bit more, and I think the Halo Pearl that's something that's finally replaced my no rules Pearl. We're going to see this year, but that's the plan anyway. What do you recommend slow balls for speed dominant strokers? If you want something slower, the Pro Motion is probably going to be about the smoothest thing I'd recommend for speed dominant strokers. If you like going down and in and controlling your angles, the Pro Motion is going to be great. So anything stronger than the Sherlock, actually I believe the Halo Vision is stronger than the Sherlock. I actually believe it is. Not a whole lot, because the Sherlock was a whole lot of strong. But I believe the Halo Vision is, if just marginally, it's still stronger. You think Roto Grip stole the color away from the Rhino Pro? No, and that's actually kind of funny. I mean, it does kind of remind you of the Idol Pro, or the Rhino Pro and the Idol Pro do kind of look similar. But if you want to talk about stealing colors, and when I was designing these jerseys, he had me go to Pantone, Google Pantone colors, and you will see so many different shades of the same color all over the place. And there have been so many balls coming out from other companies that are exactly the same colors as stuff that we've just been putting out. So I think that they just went for a cool looking single color ball, and if they did copy the Rhino Pro, whatever, the Rhino Pro hasn't been out for 20 years or whatever, but there are other companies that are actually legitimately straight copying the way that bowls that we've put out recently have looked. Chad, I think, just needs to, whenever he gets the color combination set up for the new balls, just, hey everybody, here's what I'm using on this ball so that you can go ahead and use it, because they're copying us hardcore. Halo Phase 2, Intense, Hypercell Fuse, Correct Prime, IQ Tour Fusion, Timeless, Hustle Link, Hustle HYB. Feel like I don't have a benchmark ball. What would you recommend? Probably something, ProMotion Idol Pro is going to be right there. Possibly the Winter Solid. But I'm thinking more Idol Pro right in there, because you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things with it. Not quite as strong as the ProMotion. It's a little bit flippier, so it'd be something that you... the Idol Pro is probably going to see more use for me on a house shot than the ProMotion, just because the ProMotion blends wet-dry so much better. I think that the ProMotion is going to look better on tougher shots. The Idol Pro, you're going to be able to open up wide open shots anyway, so probably leaning Idol Pro in that case. Storm Virtual Gravity is my favorite ball of all time. I've bowled for over 22 years, and nothing else, in my opinion, was stronger than that ball. The Virtual Gravity, actually, the Crux Prime is fairly similar to the Virtual Gravity, really, I think, anyway. The No Rule, the Roto Grip No Rules was really similar to the original Virtual Gravity. And there's plenty of things actually stronger than Virtual Gravity now, but it did, I think it was the first ball that had the NRG cover stock on it, so which is, they're still using, it's still very strong. So yes, I am trying a vlog for Nationals. Hopefully I can get some better stuff. There was some I wanted to get some more stuff in like Lambert's and other places for that Ozarks vlog, but like going into Silver Dollar City, I'm not carrying $1,000 camera into Silver Dollar City. I'm not going to try to be dicking with a camera. I'm not going to be trying to be screwing with the camera while I'm eating with my hands at a restaurant. There were just some things that didn't really work out on the camera end of things. If we had some more people, it would have. I didn't want to. We were on a vacation at the same time, so that's why I tried to get pictures of places where I didn't necessarily want to lug the camera around, because I don't think people quite understand, like when Brad and Kyle are getting videos, like it's really cool and they're all over the place, but they are tethered to a camera constantly, and that's the idea, is we take the camera around and we're not really doing what we're doing so much as we're trying to figure out when we need to pull the camera out. And even when I was in the bowling centers, I didn't want to be messing with the camera the whole time. I was trying to bowl, I was trying to make money, and I didn't want to be thinking more about the camera and shots and whatever else for a vlog than I was about the actual bowling. So it is fairly involved trying to think about camera constantly, because that's all the trip down there was, that's all the trip back, and then when we were at Bass Pro, I've got the camera out the whole time. Of course, I've been to Bass Pro several times, so that's, I mean, that was actually kind of nice, because I get to show that off. It's really cool. But yeah, 52 Badger Fresh Vision. Yep, it'll look. Looking to replace my OG Intense. Any suggestions? That one's a tough one to replace, because it was pretty chuggy for a pearl ball. I don't think there's anything out right now that kind of acts like the Intense. Wild suggestion here: get a Halo Vision and mirror shine it. Like, just polish the living crap out of it, and that's still going to be more like a Hypercell Fuse than an Intense. There's just nothing out there to replace the Intense with right now. And for most people, they would probably say, well, I don't really like the Intense that much anyway. But it's one of those things where the Intense Fire was a lot longer and flippier than the Intense was, just because of the oddity of the cover stock. It was just R3S Pearls a really early and chuggy cover stock for some reason. So Stay right on team as long as you can and pinch in to keep angles tight. Yes, bro, that's exactly what we're going to do. I am taking the Crux Prime down to 1,000 grit. We do have a practice session. Halo missiles. Halo missiles. I know. Hey, baby. I know. Isn't it funny? You just want to be on camera. You're a drama queen. So, yes, I'm going to use my Crux Prime to 1,000 grit. We're going to work between 3, 4, 5 to try to get to try to build a bumper at around 5, and then we're going to inch in. I've heard that there's also the heads burn up pretty quick, and so we're going to try not to do any more damage than we have to the heads so that we can stay straight. Again, I did practice on last year's Nationals team pattern. I've heard that the patterns this year are just a little bit drier than they were last year, which is fine. But getting left on team pattern is not a good idea at all in any way, shape, or form, because it's going to be short. There's going to be a crap load of volume, and if you try to move in, you're going to push all that volume into the middle of the back ends, and so you're going to take the over/under that already exists, and you're going to make it so much worse. So yeah, we're going to try to play as straight as possible, as long as possible, and get the shot where we want it, and then not beat it up anymore. So yeah, seeing Belmo throwing the promotion looked really good, but you can make anything look good. Yeah, when you're that good, and that's what somebody else asked me a question and said everything the pros throw look the same. They're just that good. They're just that good. That's why everything looks good. So, how's the Crux Prime been treating you? Talked about that a little bit earlier, but I'm still using it. And like I said, with the, it's going to be featured in the promotion video as a comparison because they have the same cover on it. All I had to do was take it to 2000, and it was the exact same ball that it came out of the box as. All I've been doing is wiping it off with a chamois. I used it quite a bit, and then I was using it for a spare ball for a while because it gave me an extra ball in the bag, and it's so slow that I could just throw it straight. And plus, I wasn't going to hurt the cover stock at all. I wasn't going to have to worry about oil getting into it because that cover stock's super durable, so I could throw it at 10 pins without worrying about affecting the cover at all. So yeah, the Crux Prime is fine. It's going to be very important for me in Nationals, just specifically because of how over/under the team shot can be. The Crux Prime is one of the least over/under balls that's ever been, period. And so it's something that I'm just going to pipe right down the side and just watch it flop all the way into the pocket, and hopefully good things happen. But I'm going to be controlling my angles, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of, unless I just really throw it bad. Halo Vision looks sick. Would look good next to, say, a Winter Solid. It just orders of magnitude and way stronger than that. It's just so freaking strong. Yes, Lammy. Halo Pearl. It's not a direct replacement. They have the thing that I liked about the No Rules Pearl is something that the Halo Pearl also does. It's clean up front, so it allows me to keep my angles a little bit more closed, and it's sharp on the back end without being flippy. It's very readable. It's very easy to read. It goes down the lane and then it does what it does. There's no other colorful little nuances or anything that they do. And even though the No Rules Pearl was earlier for me than the Halo Pearl and rounder or slower on the back end, while the Halo Pearl is a little bit longer and even more flippy than No Rules Pearl, it's the same type of reaction that I see. The No Rules Pearl for me actually played better closer to the pocket. If I got it going a little bit too far away from the pocket, it didn't like the angle of making it back up the hill. The Halo Pearl I can actually put out a little bit further. It doesn't like playing close to the pocket. It needs a little bit of time. It needs just a little bit more time and a little bit more angle to get to what it's to get moving really, or going the other direction. But the look of it is close enough that it works for me because the specific thing that I'm looking for, they both have in common. Yeah, GoPro, Velcro. We've been talking about getting a GoPro because I've found some really interesting stuff out looking at bridges too. So I've definitely thought about a GoPro. 6-ball bag for 45 feet, 6-ball bag for 35 feet go. The 6-ball bag for 45 feet is really easy. That's going to be a Halo Vision, a Halo Pearl, so all three of the Halos. That's easy. ProMotion. Probably Phase 2 and Idle Pro. And 6-ball bag for 35 feet. I hate short patterns, so we're going to be looking at stuff like you're going to want something smoother, so something like IQ Tour Solid, Hustle Inc., Tropical Surge. I'm probably not going to be able to get 6 balls, or probably urethane. Pitch Black and stuff like that, so yuck. Maybe one of those Hustle AUs, the gold Hustles, because those are fairly smooth. I would have taken something like a Hustle POW, and the AU looks like it's pretty close to the POW, so there you go. When you drill your symmetric stuff, how important is the drill angle since the ball's symmetric? I know pin distance from axis and valve angle are important. Yeah, you actually don't need to use a drilling angle since it's symmetric. The pin distance is definitely important, and the valve angle is what's going to control where whether it's pin up or pin down, really. The drilling angle just doesn't, Yep, just what Aaron said. You're the GOAT for bowling videos on YouTube. You've helped everyone so much. Can't wait to see more videos from you soon. Thanks, bunch. ProMotion video is coming on Friday. So, yes. Mr. Bill Walker, Phase 2 high road ballast, yeah. Yep. Alright, I have reached the end of the questions. I'm getting a little hungry. We've been at this for a couple hours now. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Talked about the new balls, talked about the Vegas trip, ProMotion, release date, Roto balls, Q&A. I think we covered everything I want to talk about. Belmo socks, watch the review. It's more of a funny satire video than anything. I do like the socks. I do really like the socks. But who makes a review about socks? I mean, it's just the dumbest thing in the world, but I thought I could have some fun with it, so I did that. Let's see. What about surface change on the ProMotion? It's going to change hook potential. It's not really going to change shape. That's the thing with the spec cover, is that it's still going to be a similar shape. It's just either going to hook a little bit more or hook a little bit less with the surface changes, whereas most other balls, if you polish them, they're going to be longer and flippier. If you sand them, they're going to be earlier and smoother. That's still going to kind of happen with the ProMotion, just not as pronounced as it does with other balls. So, yeah, thanks for, Vegas is going to be a whole lot of fun. We're leaving on Thursday. We're driving out there, but we get to drive from where we're at, we get to drive right through Colorado. So we're going to get to drive through Vail, Grand Junction, and don't have to suffer through much of Nevada, whereas driving to Reno is absolutely awful. We go to Denver, and then we go up and around all the interesting parts of Colorado. We have to drive through Utah, a little bit of Wyoming, Utah, through the Salt Flats, Salt Lake City, the area around, I can't remember the specific town I'm thinking of, but it's really nice, but you're only there for like 10 or 15 minutes as you're driving through. Salt Lake City is kind of cool, but you don't really get into it, and then you get into the Salt Flats, and that's awful. And after you get out of the Salt Flats, then you get into Nevada, and that's so bad that they have a prison out there, and they have a prison out there, and they say don't pick up hitchhikers, but it's so bad in Nevada that nobody wants to escape the prison because you're in the middle of freaking Nevada. So that's awful. Remember Park City, yeah. Remember, for those of you who weren't here earlier, these are my jerseys that I just got done from Logo Infusion. We have a couple more colors. We have orange, kind of a lime green, and then we have a bright yellow, like a Pikachu yellow. B. Cooper at logoinfusion.com. Tell him you want the Luke design. It's $89.95 as shown for this with all the logos on it, but it is mix and match. It's interchangeable. You can change the collar. You can put your name on the back. You can change or remove any of the logos on the front, and that'll affect the price. It's all kind of the base price of this, of just the shirt with the Logo Infusion logo on the back and the color, and the Logo Infusion on The sleeve here is $64.95, and then after that, turbo logo is $5. The big logo on the chest is $10. Hashtags are $10. You can mix and match. You can add, remove. Changing the collar is $5 to go up to a quarter zip or something like that. Putting your name on the back is like another $5-10 or something. I will have more colors coming, and this is our pink one. And really, what I got these for was just for so you can have the jersey material, but you can go practicing or go to league or something without wearing some big fancy high five jersey that's got your name on the back and it's got the crazy designs and all this other stuff and look like a tool walking in the building. So these are just something simple, something comfortable. I can promote my brands and not look like I think I'm better than everybody else in there at the same time. So definitely, if you're interested in these, hit up Brian Cooper. He's their national sales manager. bcooper@logoinfusion.com. Ask for my design, and I'm actually going to do some new colors. I'm probably going to do some kind of contest with these, but I'm going to keep coming out with new colors for these because I really do like these, and I've had several people comment that they're really sharp. So, and like I said, they're custom design. I already took care of the design costs, so it's just basically like you're buying another stock jersey from them that you can customize because they already have the template. All they have to do is switch some stuff out. So really, really heckin' cool. So yes, thanks Aaron. My Patreon page, just go search for me, or you can search for the Storm Nation channel on Discord too. We do have a general channel that if you're interested in just talking in the chat server and you're not interested in the Patreon thing. I don't do a whole lot on Patreon. Every once in a while I put some articles up there and some other stuff, but it's kind of hard to use, so it's more of a gateway for Discord. The $5 a month, it helps me out a little bit with equipment and all the stuff. I've got stuff all over the place. That's a $900 camera. This is a $300 laptop. This is a $150, $100 microphone. I got a $1,000 laptop sitting here. So a lot of stuff goes into the production of all of this, and so just a couple bucks a month helps me out with funding all the equipment and stuff, and it also kind of filters out all the trolls and all the negativity and all the kind of people that you don't want in there anyway. So we've got a really nice community on Discord. That's a whole lot of fun. Yeah, Luke, bad Christmas sweater jersey, that would be awesome. So, and a red. Yes, we're gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna look at a red. I was trying to match the turbo colors. That's what I was going for with the turbo, like the bags and the backpacks and stuff. I was trying to match the colors, but the green that they have didn't look right. The red that they had didn't look right as a jersey. They have a black one, but I'm gonna do like a teal. Like I want to match the Idol Pro. I'm gonna do a red jersey, but it's gonna be a brighter red. So anyway. Yep. Thanks a bunch. Yep. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. Thanks everybody for showing up. Hopefully this helped. Hopefully this answered some questions. Promotion video Friday the 5th. Roto Balls videos on the 19th. Going to Vegas, and otherwise I think July is a pretty quiet month after that as far as tournaments go. I have a little one, but it's in here in town in the middle of the month. But looking to pump out quite a few videos. I did the Belmo Stocks video. I've got a couple videos coming for the off-season type stuff that I was talking about, an accessory bag, getting some coaching, some practice tips, stuff like that. And then I have some report card videos I need to get to, and I think that's that for right now. So thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the donations. Appreciate it. We'll see you. No one man could have done it alone. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.